ImageLine just bought out my favorite audio software company, UVI. And if this merger fails, it might be my fault. Let me explain.
Book of Kung Fu.
I have a curse. Shortly after I got married, my wife started noticing something strange about me. It seems that if I really liked a product, or a brand, or a type of food, that shortly after I professed my love for such product, it would die.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
These are not just occasional occurrences, mind you. They used to be few and far between. But the trend has been on a steady incline for the last 2 decades, and has accelerated recently. I know, you probably think I've gone all flat earther here, but let's look at a heavily abbreviated list. It started with Pillsbury food sticks back in the 70s growing up. My sister and I loved them, until Pillsbury stopped making them. Okay, this one probably isn't my fault. Originally, Pillsbury named the product Space Food Sticks, because Howard Bauman, wrong Howard, and other food technologists at Pillsbury were instrumental in creating a number of solid foods for astronauts. They created non-crumbly cake, relish that could be served in slices, and meat that needed no refrigeration. Space was all the rage in the 70s, but then became less of a thing in the 80s. So Pillsbury removed space from the name without realizing that sticks of food isn't exactly really appetizing. But I digress. Let's return to the giant list of products that I seem to leave in my wake. Marathon candy bars. Man, those were good. Gone now. Kissel yogurt was really awesome in the 90s, at least for a short while. Crystal Pepsi and New Coke? Pretty short-lived. Mallow Cup ice cream? It's probably good that one is gone. I could eat cartons of that stuff. And don't get me started on condiments. There have literally been 7 or 8 barbecue and steak sauces that now no longer exist. All my fault. How about restaurants? Remember Kenny Rogers Chicken? Loved that place. Went there all the time. Bankrupt in 1998. Rainforest Cafe? Well, not totally gone, but down to less than half of its original locations. Mr. Fable's Restaurant? Defunct in 2000. Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor? China Coast? Bill Knapp's? The burger place on the other side of the canal for me? The Little Caesars just down the street. All gone. Electronics and software are not immune. Remember Commodore? Probably my fault. Atari also, even though they seem to keep rising from the dead every 5 years or so. Maybe big tech can learn something from their history.
Then I got more work done and headed over to the massage chairs,
Cool Edit Pro? Sonic Foundry Products? Sears? That one seriously is a slow death. Maybe they will make it.
Darn right, Sears.
I'm also great with phones. I've owned 2 HTCs, an LG, and recently a OnePlus. Uh-oh, OnePlus. Thankfully, I have an iPhone currently. I mean, they can't fail, right?
Of course, everything you see in the office is free.
So when I heard a few days ago that ImageLine, maker of the popular FL Studio DAW, just recently bought out UVI, my first reaction was, where in left field did that come from? But my immediate next thought is a fact that I would guess most people aren't aware of, and that is that mergers fail. A majority of the time. A large majority of the time. I've witnessed this from the business side of things. I used to work for a company that would buy out smaller companies every 2 or 3 years. In the beginning, it helped the company to grow, but over time it seemed that the people and offices that merged either left or died on the vine. The music industry is not immune to these things either. I did a recent video about Rhodes keyboards, and that company was bought and sold a number of times. Remember the Creative Sound Blaster line of audio cards back in the 1990s? Well, Creative bought out Ensoniq in 1998, merged them with Emu, and then over the next 3 years, the original Ensoniq Pennsylvania office was gradually dismantled and shut down. Emu shortly followed suit and made some of their last keyboards in 2002. I actually still have an Emu PK6, which was the very first keyboard I bought because I couldn't afford one of these. Now hopefully you haven't clicked away already thinking I'm some sort of doom and gloom crackpot. I'm not, and this video has a serious purpose. You see, I really do love UVI products. When I bought Falcon about 4 years ago, I thought it was the greatest thing since sliced bread, and pretty much used it exclusively for at least 6 months. I remember watching guys like Venus Theory and others on YouTube that would scroll through their loads of UVI libraries and wondered if I would ever have that many soft synths. Well, after almost 4 years, I'm pretty happy with my collection, and I specifically use it on a daily basis. I have at least one UVI product in almost every video I make, and in every track that I work on. And while I never really used FL Studio much, I think it's a great DAW, and it has a large fan base who also love that product and are very loyal. Thus, I would like to address UVI's new overlords.
And I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords.
Wait, that's probably not appropriate. Slave masters.
$9 going once, twice, 3 times sold.
Okay, well, you have to buy that, dude. It's a no-brainer.
No. Creative benefactors. That's better. Dear new UVI image line CEOs, vice presidents, and product managers, if you think you can make UVI and FL Studio better, please, please be careful. We, the fans, really do love your products, and we don't want to see either one of you become a merger statistic. To me, UVI has been successful because they make instruments that sound stellar, are creative, and fun to use at a good price. Keep doing that.
I'd buy that, dude.
Fruity Loops has improved substantially from when it was just a drum machine in the 90s. Keep doing that. Maybe don't make big changes like this or this, because sometimes those things don't work. And don't pay any attention to my company killing rampage from earlier. That's just the ramblings of an old engineer and programmer, and I'm past due for a lucky break anyways.
20? Yeah. I mean, it's gonna hit on 20? Yeah, 20. Definitely 20.
Most of those things probably failed because I happen to like off-brands and underdogs.
See, now that surprises me.
Also, don't change the name of your new company to Food Sticks. That evidently doesn't work. Oh, and by the way, we could use another new vocal library like this one. Maybe Belgium has a couple of great vocalists you could use. That is it for today. I do wish both UVI and ImageLine the best of luck with the merger, and I hope both of you have many years of great success. Maybe also don't spend too much time admiring the rooftop gardens.
After lunch, we went up to explore the rooftop garden,
And subscribers, we will see you on the other side of the mountain.
That's it! This auction's over.
Auction's over.
Whoa. No, it ain't over. It's not over. I'm strong, y'all. I'm very strong. I can sleep in a bucket.
I'm fast, I got stamina.
I know I don't look it, but
and I know magic.
My worst quality is that I'm a perfectionist.
Have I mentioned this? Docile.